Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all again to the last day event and the first session of the last day event of Mr. Mridang Pandya, a young and dynamic personality. He is working as an assistant professor in Information Technology Department, Charasat University, and he is also pursuing PhD from the same university. He is having 9 years of teaching experience. He is a great researcher in data and web mining, machine learning, soft computing, deep learning, and their applications with good expertise in deep learning. He is a certified NVIDIA DLI instructor and ambassador. He is also serving as a reviewer of many national and international journals. He is one of the members of LeadingIndia.ai, a startup governed by Government of India in the field of artificial intelligence, operated by Bennett University team. He is also conducting workshops, seminars, and training programs at different institutions in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning all over India. He has guided 100 plus UG and PG level projects. He has mentored one startup based on agriculture drones and one more GPS drone project in his pipeline. Apart from that, he has also conducted many webinars on machine learning and deep learning. We have also witnessed his expertise in deep learning through a workshop organized under the banner of Griha in Gandhigram Rural Institute. He served as the resource person for the workshop on deep learning and had received highly commendable feedback from all the participants. So definitely this will be a good lecture that will benefit all of you. So I welcome on behalf of the AIMS 2021 team, I welcome you, sir, Mr. Mridang Pandya, and the platform is yours. Over to you.
Thank you so much for your warm welcome. Right, really appreciate the uh, efforts. Right, thank you so much again. So, uh, so may I present my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, let me share my screen. So as you know, I'm going to discuss about NLP and RNN and LSD, right? This all thing is that this all content are divided into two sections. In first section, we will be having a introduction NLP part, right? So
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
yes, I'm sharing,
yeah,
I'm sharing
yeah.
right now. Just
Okay.
elaborating
Your
the
voice
things.
is
Our
your
voice
voice
is uh, uh,
your voice breaking, Professor.
okay. Just a minute.
Uh,
Hello, now am I audible? Am I audible now?
yeah, now it's clear. You're audible
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then we are able to see a screen as well.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Can
Then
you maximize it by
yeah, of course.
turning on the reading
Yeah.
view
Yeah.
option?
Yes. Now I think you have a maximized view of my PPT, right?
You can do one more thing. You can
Yeah.
select the reading view option from view menu in your PPT.
Uh, in a view menu.
Reading view from view option.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay. Now
Yeah.
it's okay.
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 Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So I'm on to that part is like is like NLP and RNN and LSTM. Uh, the three things I have divided into two different parts, session one and session two. In the session one, I will be talking about natural language processing things. Right, I will be giving a brief introduction to the natural language processing, uh, and what's your requirement to jump into the coding part, right? So, if you want to implement that NLP thing, and what is the basic requirement uh, for that actually we are discussing in this particular. So,
Uh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you.
yeah.
Still, the voice is not clear, Mr.
Uh,
Pratik.
okay, okay. Just a minute.
We get the voice is breaking, so the audio is not clear. Like we feel like an echo.
Okay, I think I have connected with only one account, so that, that echo is not possible. I think so.
Oh, okay.
Good morning,
Okay.
everyone.
Now,
Dr. Shanti, good
now
morning,
audible.
Dr. Mrita. Probably
Yes.
you can try with some other network. If this is not supporting well, you can try
Okay.
with some other network, and probably that may support it. The
Yeah.
audio delivery will be better.
Okay. Okay. Let me try again. Hello.
Yes.
This is Mridang
Yes.
Pandya, Assistant Professor, Taruset. Is it audible?
Yeah, I think
Yes or no?
Yeah, now it's better.
it's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, better.
Okay. Okay.
That
Okay.
sounds
Okay.
better.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I'm continuing with the same network. All right. Okay. Yes. So, yes, my aim is to give some introduction regarding NLP, right? It may be this particular 1.5 hour
I'm
session.
sorry, Dr.
Yeah.
Mritang. And
Hello.
I mean, the sharpness in your voice is not there because we are recording it to be published in the YouTube, and
Okay.
the voice is not crystal clear. Rather, it looks husky. That I think that's what Dr. Shanti also has mentioned.
Yeah, just a minute.
And are you using a mic or something into
Uh,
which you are speaking?
I'm using my headphones only. The
Headphone.
hands-free
Okay.
part. That's
Okay.
why maybe I'm
Can you
getting
please
that.
try and can
Yeah.
you please try speaking straight? Are you using a laptop?
Yes. Yes.
Can you please speak straight into into the mic of the laptop? Let us see just how the performance is. And if this is no better, then you can come back to your headphone, please.
Okay. Just a minute. Hello. Now? Hello.
Oh, it's not. I think
Let,
the
let
one is
me
better.
use another headphone. Just a
So please take your time and relax. There is no worry at all. Ultimately, the delivery should be the best. Please don't panic and please take your time. And we
Yeah,
still have time. Please don't worry.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Just I am changing my headphone.
Okay. Now it looks nice. It looks better. Uh,
Okay,
And now it looks better.
okay.
yeah.
Voice is clear.
Uh, okay, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, now it's
So,
better.
uh,
Mm,
yes,
it
yes.
sounds better.
Okay. If in future is there will be any interruption kind of thing, please interrupt me in between so I can sort out that part. Right?
Yeah, okay, definitely
Yeah.
we'll do it.
Okay. So, yes. So we are on to the NLP part, right? NLP, that basically stands for natural language processing, of course. All right. So, uh, yes, here I want to present what I am going to cover in this particular session. Like here, I have present the outline of my this particular presentation. We will be going through or defining the NLP first, then the history of NLP. It will it will have some informative things. You may get bored, but it's good to have some history regarding NLP. That's why I have incorporated. Uh, right? After that, we will have some advantages of NLP, why actually we required a NLP, and the most important part, the disadvantages of NLP, right? So that we are going to see in this particular session. After that, we will see different components of NLP. Then we will have applications of NLP, different applications of NLP that right now existing into the market, right? So that we are going to see. Then actually we are developing if you want to work with NLP, so what different steps you have to follow, right? So and to set up a pipeline for NLP, what are the different approaches that you have to use, that we are going to see also, right? After that, different phases of NLP that we are going to study. Mm, then we will have some intuition behind the difficulties that we are facing into the NLP, right? Why NLP is difficult, basically, that we are going to see in terms of ambiguity and all, right? Then finally, we will discuss, or I will be providing some list of API that is existing into the market and you can directly use for the NLP purpose, right? So that I'm going to cover it. And at the end, I will also describe the different NLP libraries, and that library also serves the same. Like you want to do some NLP processing, and you can directly use that libraries. Right? Okay, so this is the basically agenda or outline of this 1.5 hour session. Right. So first of all, let not waste time and start the session. Right. Okay, so if we talk about the NLP, that is basically a natural language processing, right? Which is basically a part of computer science, human language, and artificial intelligence, right? So it is when we define this the same thing as a diagram. So we can consider that NLP concept is available into computer science as well, then artificial intelligence and human language, right? So it is incorporating these three fields, right? And ultimately, machine can have some intuitions, right? So that is basically if we define the NLP is a part of what we can say computer science, human language, and artificial intelligence, right? And if it if we go through the proper definition of NLP, so NLP is one kind of technology, right? That used by the machine, right? So NLP is one kind of technology that used by the machines to understand, analyze, manipulate, and interpret humans' language, right? Right. So I think this is crystal clear about NLP, right? So it is a technology that is used by machine, right? NLP is a technology that is used by machine to understand, analyze, manipulate, and interpret humans' language, right? So that's how we can define a NLP, right? Okay. Then yes, so NLP helps developers, right? Basically, it's a technology that used by the machines, right? So to interact with the machine, we required a developer community, right? So NLP helps developer to organize a knowledge for performing tasks such as translation, right? So you can consider as a language translation, English to Hindi, Hindi to Gujarati, Hindi to Tamil, right? So this translation related task uh, in translation related task machine NLP can useful, right? Apart from that, automatic summarization, right? So generally we want the summarized part, right? We don't want to refer the whole document, right? So what if some instead of human effort, some machine can read the whole content and give us a summary, right? So that is a automatic text summarization, right? So that in which also an NLP can useful, right? Then the most important part is named entity recognition from the statement. If you want to identify or locate the person, then different locations, then the entities available into the statement, right? Different entities available into the statement, so that you can recognize, right, through the NLP, right? So NLP will helpful in that part also, right? The another part that is speech recognition, right? Speech recognition is like as an example, whatever we are speaking, right? Machine will try to identify the language of that speak or audio, right? So that is basically a speech recognition problem called a language recognition part. One more thing that we can incorporate into it is like emotion recognition also, right? So these are the different problems or applications that we can incorporate into the speech recognition, and ultimately NLP will helpful to develop this kind of thing, right? Another part is relationship extraction, right? So from the, as I told you, now we are talking about NLP. So there are uh, all the things that are related to natural languages like text and audios that speaks by the human itself, right? Then the lengthy documents, right? So if we consider some of the paragraph, right? So in paragraph, generally we are talking about different aspects, right? So or if a particular paragraph having a some relationship between two entities, right? So that entities we want to identify and what relationship, in what relationship they are talking about into the text, right? So that if we want to recognize, so that's why the relationship extraction is needed, and NLP will helpful to develop that part also, right? And at the end, NLP helps developer to uh, identify the topic segmentation, right? So if we see this example, right? So some in longer documents such as magazine articles, news articles, or books often talks about multiple topics, right? And from that multiple topic, if you want to identify the that topic names or in the content which is available into the document which talks about which topic, right? So as an example, you can consider this topic, right? So this is one of the brief documentation you can consider or news article, and you can see through the NLP we can say that this first part, that topic one is related to dogs and topic two is related to cat, right? So in this way we can categorize different topic, right? Or segment the different topics from the longer documents, right? So basically this is all about the NLP part, or if you want to introduce NLP, so you can you can refer this kind of content and you will have a good idea about it, right? Before that, I want to play a video. Hello, am I audible, everyone? Hello, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. All right. So one of the application that currently available into the market and that you are using in a regular basis that I want to share with you actually, right? So let me move towards my email account. Uh, Let me know my screen is visible or not.
Possible, sir.
Yeah, okay. So this is generally the Gmail in which you can write your mail to the particular recipe, right? So I'm just demonstrating one of the applications of NLP. That is, uh, here I am writing one statement like I am not interested at, right? And you can see this Gmail is suggesting me that the auto-filling sentence, right? Auto-filling sentence, like I am not interested at, I have just written this statement and Gmail is suggesting me uh, if you want to write this time, right, or not, right? So this is one kind of application, that statement completion, right? So automatic statement completion, right, by taking the reference of the words that you have written, right? So this is one of the application of NLP, right? So this time is suggested by the Gmail. So that means uh, Google itself and Gmail itself having a some inbuilt NLP related technology, right? And that right now Google is using that part. Because of that, we are having this kind of suggestion, right? So this is one of the application. And one more thing that I want to play in front of you, that will give a excellent example of NLP. uh, just let me know this particular audio is audible to you all or not, right?
It's audible, Professor.
Okay, this particular
Oh,
video voice,
video voice. Yeah, we are not able to hear it.
okay, just a minute. Now,
No,
no.
Professor. Yeah.
Okay, just give me a minute. So that is basically a example. I just want to go to the meet section, set some of the settings, like audio. Yes, set microphone, default mic. Now if I want to play this.
Make a restaurant reservation.
Now,
Yeah, yes.
okay. So here I'm going to present one application that is absolutely related to NLP part, natural language processing, in which the user can speak or order something, right? And request for order into the restaurant, right? Uh, right. So through that this particular Google Duplex application, we just have to say that I required that appointment at a restaurant for some specific time, all right? So instead of us, that Google will call restaurant and try to book a table for us, right? So that is the application that Google Duplex giving you, right? So please please see the communication, right? And you will have a enough idea about the thing what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so the first thing, user have commanded that appointment for the restaurant. So based on that text, Google will recognize each and every part, each and every uh, part of the that particular that user has speak, right? And accordingly, after understanding that speech, it will suggest user again that I am having a this much of suggestion, can you please select one, so I can book a appointment or book a table into that particular restaurant, right? So that is the scenario. So user is suggesting, yeah. Right? So this after 15 minute, if a successful reservation is there, then again Google will pop up a message, or from the restaurant side you will get a message that you have booked a table on this date, XY date, at this place, right? So this is actually a innovation, right? So instead of us, some agent is talking to the restaurant, right, and taking a appointment for us, right? So that is basically NLP application that you can consider, right? So yes, am I audible now? Hello?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Sorry.
okay. So I hope you have enough idea what's going on into the NLP part right now, right? Can you give us some brief regarding this video? What you have got in this video, in Google Duplex video? Can anyone give me a glimpse of that part? Anyone? So that participant has authority to speak in between.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so okay,
Uh,
so you can
Actually, the audio
huh.
video clip is not was not clear, Professor.
Video clip is not clear. Okay,
Yeah, the audio of the video clip. Yeah, but
okay.
it's okay. That's fine.
It's okay. So in that particular audio, or whatever I have represented as a Google Duplex video. So in which basically we can instead of us, that Google Duplex uh, can make a call to the restaurant and book a table for us at specific place and time, right? So that is the thing, right, that I want to deliver to you all, right? So that is a innovation in NLP right now, right? Okay, so that machines can able to understand the speech of human, and not even understanding, but it is replying the same thing, right? Whatever we are asking, based on that they are generating their output, and that output they are generating in a such a way that as a human we can also understand, right? So that is the thing, right? So that is NLP part here, right? Okay, so now this is it about the NLP introduction thing. Uh, okay, so now we will move towards the Yeah, here I have provided one more applications of NLP. That is, you must know. You will ask to Google that play attention song for me, right? So Google will fetch that audio and try to search and give us a reply like sure, playing attention song by Charlie Puth from right? And at the same time, Google will search for that song onto the Spotify, and if we able to search that particular song, it is playing the attention song to the user on Spotify, right? If not, then it will pop up some message. I am not able to find this particular song, right? So this is generally one of the other application or speech recognition related application in NLP, right? So finally, if we define, so NLP is a way of computers to analyze, understand, and derive meaning from human language such as English, Spanish, Hindi, Tamil, right? So this is NLP. Now our next target is to take a glimpse of NLP history. Right. So here I have talk about 20 years span eras. Right. So basically, if we talk about the NLP history, so it is basically invented or started in the year 1940s, right? And if we take the span of 1940 to 1960, the NLP related thing was focused on machine translation part, machine translation, machine translation, right? So and if we talk about 1980s scenario, 1948 scenario, the first recognizable application was introduced in Brickbat College, London, right? So NLP related or recognizable NLP related application, right? So there have been tries in 1940s to 48, but the first recognizable application related to NLP invented in 1948, right? So now, if we talk about after 2 years, 1950s, Chomsky developed a first book, Synthetic Structure, and claimed that language is generative in nature, right? So it is a big innovation, right? So Chomsky has provided uh, that language has some specific generative nature, right? So we can have that developer can have an intuition kind of thing, like we can set a rule based system, and can we have an understanding of natural language into the computer, right? So 1950 is a era 50s is a era that this NLP can be a generative in nature, right? That is proposed by Chomsky, right? One more thing that Chomsky has invented or introduced in support of this generative nature of language. uh, uh, he has given a generative grammar, right? Which is rule based description of systematic structure, right? So that Chomsky have introduced that generative grammar also, and that will help researchers and developers to make a rule-based system, right? So this is the initial era of NLP, right? Now, if we talk about the second era, that is started from 1960s to 1980, it is was having a flavored with artificial intelligence part, right? So specifically, if we talk 1960 to 80, there are key developments as well as some system proposed as a NLP system, right? So development, if we talk about, so in this era, basically the first development is augmented transition networks, right? This is a first development in NLP, augmented transition network. And one more is case grammar. If we talk about the augmented transition network, right? It is capable of recognizing irregular languages. So language identification related part that we can it has been done through that uh, automated transition networks, ATN, right? And if you talk about the case grammar, right? So case grammar is basically invented by linguistic Charles in 1968, right? Case grammar uses a languages such as English to express the relationship between nouns and verbs by using a prepositions, right? So actually, through the case grammar, we can able to find out the relationship between nouns and verbs, right? Apart from that, case role, a case grammar produce a case role rules can be defined to link a certain kind of verb as objects, right? Certain kind of verbs as object. Let me take an example, right? Like if we are passing one statement to the case grammar, like Natasha broke the mirror with the hammer, right? This is the statement that we want to give to the case grammar, and what that case grammar is identifying as a part of natural language understanding or natural language processing. So that case grammar will produce Natasha as an agent, or consider as Natasha as agent, then mirror as a theme, and hammer as an instrument, right? So these are the categories that case grammar has identified: agent, theme, and instruments, right? And that was uh, correctly classified at the time, right? Okay, so this is all about the history. And one more thing, apart from key developments, there are key systems in that same era, 1960 to 1980s, right? So the system called Sadlu and Lunar, right? These are the systems that was proposed in the same era, 1963, right? If we talk about Sadlu, is basically a program written by Terry Wingard in 1968 to 70, right? And it is having a capability, or it helps user to communicate with the computers and moving object, right? So this particular system can useful or helps user to communicate with the computer and moving objects, like uh, moving object you can consider car and all, correct? Okay. So, and apart from that, it handles some of the instruction also, like as an example, pick up the green ball, right? So if you instruct the Shadlu that pick up the green ball, so it will understand that thing, right? And also responds to that part. Even Sadlu can answer some of the questions like what is inside the black box. So it is providing the answer what is inside the black box, right? So this thing is recognizable from Sadlu, right? And the main importance of Sadlu is that it shows that syntax, semantics, and reasoning about the world, right? And this all thing is necessary, and we require to develop and understand the natural language, right? So whatever Sadlu is proposing, like syntax, semantics, and reasoning, right, like understanding of whatever human has speak or given a command like pick up the green ball, and what is inside into the black box, it is actually recognizing that thing, and the recognition part is necessary to understand the natural language, right? So that was the first approach, the first system uh, proposed in 1960 to 80 era, right? Apart from that, there is one more system, as I told you earlier, Lunar system. It is basically a classic example of natural language database interface system that use a automated augmented transition networks and procedural semantics, right? So combination of ATNs and procedural semantics, it will produce a natural language database interface system through which uh, we can translate or translating elaborate natural expression into a database query, and at that time it is having a 78% accuracy, right? So it has translated uh, the each and every natural language's expression in terms of database query, right? So with 78% accuracy. Yeah. So this is the introduction. This is the history of era 1960 to 80. Now, if we talk about the uh, 1980 to current scenario, right? So uh, till in 1980s, basically they are the natural language processing systems were based on complex set of handwritten rules, right? So from 1980s itself, the developers are writing a rule-based system, right? Handwritten rules, right? But after 19s, there is a introduction of machine learning algorithms into the NLP part, right? And in 1990s, NLP started growing faster and achieved good process activity, especially in English grammar, right? So through machine, after applying the machine learning algorithm, is getting a better accuracy in terms of English grammar. In 1990s, also there electronic text is introduced, which provide a good resource for training and examine the natural language programs, right? And the reason for this fast development or advancement in nature is internet, of course, right? So through the internet, because of internet, we will have this kind of intuitions or a fast response to the natural language processing part, right? And nowadays, if we talk about the NLP, so now NLP is solving like speech recognition problem, machine translation problem, machine to text reading problem, right? And if we combines this all problem together, it is a wide era for artificial intelligence. So we can apply some artificial intelligence and gain knowledge of the world, right? So and right now, if we consider the example of Amazon Alexa, right? So using this robot, you can ask the question to Alexa and it will reply to you, right? So like as a Google Assistant, right? There is a Amazon Alexa, right? Okay. So this is it about the history of NLP, right? Uh, that might bore you, but might have bored you, but you required enough background when you're starting a new topic, right? So, yes. So after getting that history part, now focusing on the advantages of NLP, right? So if we talk about then, can anyone suggest any example? Because I have covered enough content, right? So now you can have one or two advantages of NLP basically, right? So what kind of contribution can NLP give us in real world, right? That can help us, right? So can you suggest anything? Yes, am I audible?
Yeah, yes,
Yes,
Professor.
sir, you are audible.
Yes. Yes. So can you suggest me something? Okay. One more thing. Through if we apply some automating part, right? The NLP helps user to ask a questions about any subject, right? So any subject we can ask to the NLP and get direct response within a second, right? Get direct response within a second. So it is a time effective one, right? So it can save time of users, right? So that is one advantage that you can consider. Apart from that, um, it is not providing basically any ambiguity kind of thing or unnecessary part, because it's at the end it is a machine, right? So whatever we are providing, whatever we want to uh, generate from the machine, it is absolutely related to the content itself, right? There is no unnecessary and unwanted information available, right? So that is you can consider as a advantage, the advantages of NLP, right? Yes, of course. And one more thing is like it helps uh, computers to communicate with the humans in their language, right? So it helps basically to computers to communicate with humans in their languages, right? Uh, Apart from that, what we can include? Normally, the companies, yes. So I have that slides here. So as I told you earlier, fast response, direct response within a second, right? Then the uh, exact answer, right? There is there will be no chance of unnecessary and unwanted information, right? So NLP helps computer to communicate with humans in their languages, right? It is of course it will be is very time efficient because of fast, right? Time efficient in terms of whatever communication normally we are doing is from handwritten communication, right? And it is hard to uh, as an example, we have seen one applications like uh, text summarization part, right? So as a human, if you want to summarize that whole big essay into 3 or 4 lines, right? So it is as a human, it is a difficult task for us, right? If compute, if the same task we will giving with the use of this NLP technology, so it will have a faster access and faster summary response, right? So and the most of the companies using NLP to improve the efficiency of documentation process. Yes, documentation process. So basically a very tedious task, right? So they can use some NLP concept, even the accuracy of document, right? By providing a grammar support, by providing a spelling checker system, the Microsoft Word is providing, right? In terms of Microsoft Word in PPT itself, right? PowerPoint presentation, right? So they are providing that automatic spelling correction uh, thing, right? And identify the information from large data set, right? Identify the information from the large data set. These are the main applications of NLP and this benefit of NLP. And by this benefit, companies are using this NLP concept into their organization, right? Okay, so these are the advantages that we can consider. Now disadvantages. All right, so disadvantages of NLP is like NLP may not show the context, right? So sometimes NLP miss with the the context in which generally we are talking in our natural language, right? It's a somewhat understanding. As a human, we can understand some of the ambiguities provided by the other user, right? So we can easily fetch that particular thing, but at the same time, if we want machine to understand that particular thing, it is not possible for machine right now, and NLP may not show that particular content, right? So now the next part is NLP sometimes also unpredictable, right? So it is always dependent on data basically. So whatever data we are passing, right? If we pass a wrong essay information or wrong statements, right? So you may have to face some some problem, right? If you are using that NLP part. So NLP may requires more keystrokes, yes, or sometimes, right? NLP enables to adopt the new domain, right? So basically, NLP required a good knowledge base. Basically, knowledge base we required, right? So based on the knowledge base, NLP can use that thing and try to interpret, analyze, and understand the that particular knowledge base, right? But if we are talking about any new domain, right, so we are not getting enough content on it, right? And we are not able to apply NLP or NLP on a new topic, right? So that's why right nowadays we are having a application with some single specific task only, like speech recognition, like language translation, text summarization. Is a there are lots of application, but individual, right? So that's the reason. Right? So this is we can consider as a advantages of NLP. Now we are into the uh, specific topic of NLP basically. So NLP basically divides into two different sections, right? That section is called as a natural language understanding part and natural language generation part, right? So as the name suggests, natural language understanding, right? So in natural language understanding, basically, that computer has to process the given text, right, or audio, right, understand that each and every part uh, of statement, even words, right, connection between words, right, and apart from that that NLU or natural language understanding part has to convert that natural language processing into the machine machine understandable language, right? So that is a most important part that NLU is basically, right? So natural language understanding, that is to transfer that natural language processing into a machine understandable format. After that we will have to that machine has to analyze that what that particular statement is talking about, what's the meaning of this particular word, even is there any relationship between two words or two statements, right? So that is a basically a part of NL, natural language understanding. And the other part, so this is NLU is one kind of encoder thing. So from natural language to machine level understanding language, right? After that, the decoder part, that generally we can refer as a natural language generation. Okay, so in natural language generation, whatever the output or understanding produced by the uh, natural language NLU, by the NLU, we must transform back to the user in their original language or in their natural language, right? So that is again a part, that part will be covered by natural language generation, right? So these are the two main components of NLP. Talk about somewhat deep into the NLU. So natural language and NLU helps the machine to understand and analyze human language by extracting the metadata from content such as concept, entity, keywords, emotion, relation, and semantic rules. All right. So by extracting these all parameters, ultimately NLU tries to understand the natural language basically, right? By and then transform uh, before that, NLU has to transform that natural language processing to machine understandable program. In terms of, you must have heard in AI, that is first order logic part, right? First order. So it will what that first order logic representation, is doing, it is transforming a natural language to machine level understanding or symbols related transformation, right? So NLU mainly use in a business application to understand the customer's problem in both spoken and written language, right? I will take one example of NLU also. So basically NLU, as I told you, NLU involves the following task. Uh, it used to map the given input into useful representation, right? Yes, this I have mentioned already. Useful representation, right? Is used to map the given input into useful representation, right? And second part that involves is it's used to analyze the different aspect of the language. Aspect of let's take one excellent example. Here I have present a uh, uh, one tweet by XYZ user. He or she has written that literally that is your Facebook message app is useless, right? And you only want to increase profit. Please fix yourself. It said at the rate Facebook. It said at the rate Facebook, right? So this is the tweet, right? I have taken that example, right? What is the task of now NLU? What NLU understand from this natural language processing test, right? So NLU can identify different emotion. So in this particular statement, NLU has identified that emotion is very frustrated, right? Some XYZ user is like really frustrated with Facebook and he is trying to give a suggestion like please fix it and try to make some innovative things, right? So emotions of this particular sentence then is frustrated, and tone is like negative, you can see useless, right? So that is a negative tone and this may be a subjective in it, subjective. So this NLU processing has to identify this much of parameter, right? In this particular given sentence, the user is talking about the Facebook organization, right? The product of Facebook they are focusing on, that is messenger app, right? And adjective that NLU has identified as a useless and sad, right? These are the adjectives, right? And language that user has written, that is English informal, right? Rightly said, informal. Can anyone says why they have written informal? Or NLU has identified this language as English with informal thing. Can anyone suggest?
There is no formal syntax.
Yeah, but is there any proper indication that as a user we can focus? Like normally, yeah. If you look at that your thing, you are right. So so that's a basically our chatting language, right? In we are using in WhatsApp, right? So the same intuition that natural language understanding has taken and suggested that language is English with informal indication, right? Okay, so this is NLU part. Now if we talk about the second component, that is natural language generation, right? So natural language generation is act as a translator that converts the computerized data into a natural language representation. It's like, as I told you, it's like decoder, right? So NLU can be a encoder part and the decoder is your natural language. Ultimately that natural language generation is providing a result to the user in their own language, right? So mainly involves a text planning, sentence planning and text realization, right? So this is the applications of natural language generation. Now if we define or if we differentiate these two things is like NLU is the process of interpreting reading and interpreting the language, right? Reading and interpreting the language, it's a NLU process, right? And the generation part, uh, we have to write or generate language, right? We have to write the answer or result, or we have to generate language, right? So that is a NLG part, right? And one of the most important thing is NLU is generating or producing a non-linguistic outputs, right? So it is NLU is providing a non-linguistic. It is not providing a natural language output, right? It is taking a natural language input and converts into a non-linguistic output that machine can understand, but not human can understand, right? Same other way around, NLG is transforming or producing a natural language output from the non-linguistic input. It is like encoder and decoder. Okay, now applications of NLP, right? So first application that we already know, that question answering part, right? So we have already gone through that one question answering part thing is as a Google Duplex, and one more is Alexa, right? Or Amazon Echo, right? So it is basically a answering focus, that question answering focus on building system that automatically answer the question asked by the human in their natural languages, right? So that we are that was the famous that is basically a famous application for NLP, right? To develop such kind of thing, NLP can useful. Second thing is to identification of particular mail is spam or not spam, right? So we can fit our email content into the machine learning model with NLP support, right? And by looking towards the structure, by looking towards by identifying the different words that not look like a proper mail, so that they can classify into a spam. And if NLP find that proper sentence organization and some specific words into that mail, like uh, you got a 2 crore loans, congratulations, from Axis Bank, you are accessible for the 2 crore loans, right? So this kind of statement, if NLP is identified, so automatically it will transform into the um, spam thing, and the general sentence formation is there, so they can classify as a not spam, right? So this is one of the application of NLP, right? Apart from that, sentiment analysis, yes. Nowadays lots of focusing on this sentiment, right? So Twitter sentiments, right? So and the Twitter is automatically identify the sentiment of that particular thing, like emotion also from the statement. If you want to find out the emotions, right? Like sad, happy, right? So by reading the sentence, or by taking some audio as an input, uh, that that machine has to identify the emotion of that video or sentence, right? So NLP can use help to develop this kind of application, of course, right? So this is also called sentiment analysis, also called as a opinion mining. It is used on a web to analyze the attitude, behavior, and emotional state of sender, right? Attitude, behavior, and emotional state of sender, right? As I told you earlier. This application is implemented through a combination of natural language processing and statistics by assigning the value to the text. By assigning the value to the text, like this particular text having a positive emotions, negative feedback, or neutral one, right? And also the identifying the mood of the context, right? Like happy, sad, generally we are seeing these symbols, right, by default. Right, so by understanding that language, uh, by understanding the proper structure of the natural language, it has to identify the emotion, and then it has to represent it through some symbols like happy symbol, sad symbol, right, smile symbol, right? So this is what emojis. This is a sentiment analysis, right? One of the application of NLP. Machine translation. Machine translation is uh, used to translate a text or speech from one language to another. Very simple machine translation, English to Hindi, Hindi to Tamil, Tamil to English, right? So that is a applications in NLP also help to generate this kind of machine translation application. Yes, we all know that Google Translator example I have provided. Machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence, right? So in right hand side I am having a Hindi outcome of this English language, English statement, right? Machine learning that particular Hindi statement is like machine learning कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता का एक अपक्षेत्र है. मशीन लर्निंग कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता का एक अपक्षेत्र है. I thought I want to put this English language translation to Tamil basically, but I'm not aware about that language more. That's why I have translated into Hindi, right? Yeah, can anyone give me a output of this English language statement into Tamil? How we can speak this machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence, or your natural language is. I thought I asked Santi ma'am to convert this statement, but somehow I have cancelled that particular idea. But can anyone translate this machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence into Tamil or your natural language processing? But I don't know. So whatever you are going to say, I always say that okay, very good, very good.
Do you want to validate, or is it like just you want to know, Dr.
Yeah.
Mridang?
Just I want to know. It's
Okay.
for the curiosity purpose. Just I want to know.
Okay. So for machine learning, I do not know what is the exact translation.
Okay.
But nowadays, wherever there are technical terms appearing, we just convert them into our language and write. Machine learning in Tamil, we write as machine learning.
Okay.
We just use the script for the respective English
Correct.
one. So
Okay.
subfield is called as we can call this as a discipline. So Kilai Turai, I can say, but Turai means department.
Okay.
Kilai Padam, I can say. Kilai Padam, this.
In the
Okay.
this in chat box.
Yeah, Tunai.
Has translated.
I think we have done it. Machine, yeah, we have done it, right? Machine is, can you just flash it again? Iyandira learning, just can you flash it? I think you got it translated.
Tellamal has
இயந்திர மொழி என்பது செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவின் துணைத்துறை.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவின் துணைத்துறை. Okay.
நுண்ணறிவின் இயந்திர மொழி என்பது செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவின் துணைத்துறையாகும்.
Oh, great.
how you translate that
All time it is coming in Google Translate.
artificial intelligence meaning? Artificial intelligence means in Tamil? Yes.
Kai nunnarivu, I think.
Okay, Kai Honorable. Okay.
Kai nunnarivu.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Chellaman, and I think Vadivambike
Okay.
translate.
Even you all have some kuncham idea about that Hindi language, right? Kuncham is word, right? In Tamil, kuncham means
Yeah, konjam, yes, thoda, we can
yeah,
understand.
thoda, right. Okay. So that's why I have selected that Hindi one instead of that Tamil. So you might understand this machine learning is a कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता का एक उपक्षेत्र है. That is a Hindi translation of this. Machine learning is a
Okay.
subfield of artificial intelligence. Okay.
Yeah. Kshetra means, upha means, yeah, it is
Upakshetra, that means subfield.
subfield. Okay.
Yeah.
Kshetra means, is it not place? Is
Area.
Kshetra?
Yes, the
Area. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, another application that is a spelling correction, right? Nowadays, that Microsoft providing in MS Word, PowerPoint, right? So this is the example. If you have written any wrong spelling, like consideration spelling, so you can have a that Word is providing the auto correction part also and suggesting the correct spelling also, right? So that is another application of NLP. Application spelling correction. Apart from that, speech recognition, right? So speech recognition is basically used for converting a spoken words into text. And normally the application for speech recognition we are using in mobile phones, like using Siri and Google Assistant, right? Then home automation part, video recovery, detecting to the Microsoft Word, right? Voice biomarkers, uh, voice user interface, and so on, right? So speech recognition is a very vast field. Nowadays, also you can start your research in this field. Then one more application of NLP is chatbots, right? Lots of companies are using this chatbot facility to interact with the users, right? Interact with their customers, right? So most of the, I think, travel website, if you follow, right? So like Make My Trip and all, they are having some agent, right? Chatbots, right? That can interact with the that customers and chat with their customers, right? And try to solve their queries, right? So that is the application of NLP called as a chatbot. Now one more thing is information extraction, right? Information extraction. So normally, if we talk about NLP, so we are having a textual data, right? So that textual data, as we know, the textual data have unstructuredness or semi-unstructuredness in it, or semi-structuredness in it, right? So if you want to represent that unstructured and semi-structured data into proper structured information, so we can take help of NLP and try to make a machine readable document uh, after converting that unstructured or semi-structured data uh, into a structured information. So that is a information extraction kind of thing. Now the next is NL, natural language understanding part. We have discussed enough about natural language understanding, right? So for the understanding purpose, that NLU take a input as a natural language process, and that input will be converted into the machine level language, or machine can understand. So for that, generally we are using first order logic structure, right? So this is a natural language understanding. thing, right? So these are the different applications that NLP can helpful to develop such things, right? Okay, so this is all about the applications. Now we are on to the pipeline of NLP, right? So most important part, if you want to work with NLP, you must have to perform uh, the steps that I'm going to elaborate right now. All right. So if you want to implement NLP at in any machine, or you want to apply NLP, you must have to do the steps. And ultimately, I'm going to generate a pipeline for NLP that is required for NLP operation. Right. So first thing, uh, the statement segmentation, right? Statement segmentation. So as a name suggests, normally the input for NLP is what? Our statement, English level or any XYZ language related statements, right? So that statement may is a collection of words basically, right? So the task of statement segmentation is like first statement segment is a first step of building the NLP pipeline. It breaks the paragraph which we have provided as an input, right? So it separate into a statement, right? So it may have, the input may have 10 or 15 lines, right? So it may convert that all 10 or 15 lines of paragraph into a one individual statement. Like example, here I have provided an example like Independence Day is one of the important festival for every Indian citizen. It is celebrated on the 15th of August each year ever since India got the independence from the British rule. And the third statement, that is the day celebrates independence, is the true sense, right? So the this particular paragraph having a three different sense. The task of statement segmentation is to uh, transfer this whole paragraph into individual statement like this, right? So they have converted that first statement, that is Independence Day. They so the output of this statement segmentation by using that NLP thing, right? Natural language processing thing, right? We can have a three different statement collection. Right? Independence Day is one of the important festival for every Indian citizen. It is celebrated on the 15th of August each year ever since India got independence from the British rule, and this day celebrates independence in a true sense, right? So this is first task, that is statement segmentation. The second thing is word tokenization. So after differentiating or classifying the different statements, right? Individual statements, that now we have to focus on single statement. Single statement is a basically collection of words, right? So from the statement, we have to identify the words, right? So that is the task of word tokenization. Breaks into a separate words or tokens, right? Example, Leading India offers corporate training, summer internship, online training, and winter training. This is the statement, right? And that after that tokenization, right? What we have as a output, like uh, individual tokens or words like Leading India, offers, corporate, training, summer, training again, online training again, and winter training, right? So this is ultimately we are generating a knowledge base or database for us, right? So by using this different knowledge and applying GLU on it, we can have some interpretation from the statements, right? So the second task is word tokenization that you have to perform. So ultimately each statement you have to divide, or you have to, from each statement you have to identify the words, single words, right? Then the third is stemming, right? Stemming is like identifying the root words, identifying the root words. So in a statement we generally use like celebrates, celebrated, celebrating. These are the different words that we are using, right? So instead of using this word, can we identify a common root for that, right? So that stemming task is to identify the roots of this kind of words. Like celebrate is a basically root for celebrate, celebrated, and celebrating, right? So instead of these three words, that stemming can represent a celebrate word into the knowledge base, right? But the big problem with stemming is sometimes it produce the root word which may not have any meaning. Like let's take one example. So if in some statement there is a intelligence word, intelligent word, intelligently a word, right? So this, if we apply that stemming on it, right? So it is finding out the root word for intelligence, intelligent, and intelligently. That is basically intelligent, right? But in real word, in English language, there is no meaning of intelligent, right? So sometimes that stemming will not identify the proper root words, right? So to solve this particular problem, we have our fourth step, that is lemmatization. So it is same as stemming, but when this lemmatization applies to the such a statement like intelligence, intelligent, and intelligent and intelligently, it will try to find out a root word that has meaning in dictionary, like intelligent, right? So intelligent has a meaning in dictionary. So so instead of intelligent, that lemmatization will identify the intelligent word, right? The next task is like identifying the stop words, right? So in statement we are using lots of repeated words, lot which has normally no meaningful thing, right? That may be that may useful for the some grammar indication, but for analysis and relationship between find out relationship between entities, that this may not be useful, right? Like is, and, the, a, right? These are the words that we are generally using in a statement. So that in NLP or NLP pipeline will flag this word as a stop words, right? uh, so stop word might be filtered out before doing any kind of statistical analysis, right? So like is a, he is a good boy. So is a, we can consider as a, NLP can consider as a stop words, and we can remove these two words before the any statistical analysis, right? The dependency parsing, right? So dependency parsing is used to find that how all the words in a sentence are related to each other. Like as an example, some statement having a word called rainy winter, so rainy weather, right? Rainy weather, right? So this is the word that available into the statement, right? So basically uh, the through the rainy word, weather is affecting basically, right? Through the rainy word, weather is affecting, right? So so that dependency is like what we can say. Am I audible, everyone? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes, you're audible. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we are on to the dependency part. Right. So if we consider this example of rainy weather, right? So that particularly rainy word is modifies the meaning of weather basically. So the weather is noun, of course, here. So therefore, the dependency exists from weather to rainy, right? So dependency exists between weather to rainy, in which weather acts as a head position, right? And rainy act as a dependent, right? If we change the word instead of rainy, right? If we change something like hot, right, or any statement, so they it may have a change the meaning of weather. All right. So head is we can consider as a weather, and rainy act as a dependent part, right? So that's why that dependency parsing is required to understand, right? And that relationship we can set as a mode tag. So here I have mentioned that a mode tag generally, and that is adjective modifiers, that is basically called as adjective modifiers, right? So this is a dependent, that is rainy, dependent or child, you can consider this word rainy. And so this is basically a dependency parsing thing that we have to understand while we are processing with any kind of language, right? Apart from that, the next step is part of speech tags, POS tags, right? So it includes basically a noun, verb, adverb, and adjective, right? It indicates that how the word function with the meaning as well as grammatically within the statement, right? So it is very useful to identify part of speech, right? If we take sometimes the word has one or more part of speech based on the context in which it is used, right? So let's take an example like Google something on the internet, right? Google something on the internet. So in the above example, Google is used as verb, not as noun, right? So Google is used as verb, although it is a proper noun, right? So Google has part of speech here. Google, that you have to that process has to identify Google as verb, not noun, right? So Google something on the internet, right? So this is part of speech text that you have to perform. The step number 8 is named entity recognition. Yes, we have seen, or I have given some intuition regarding that name entity recognition. It will identify the person name, movie name, organization name, or location from the statement, right? Different entities, right? As an example, here I have provided a statement like Steve Jobs introduced iPhone at the Markwood conference in San Francisco, California. So Steve Jobs is one kind of, they have that entity recognition identification comes under the category of person name, and California may be a location, right? And so in this way, we can use that name entity recognition, right? And the last part of pipeline, that is chunking, right? So chunking is, as a name suggests, uh, uh, if uh, if in a paragraph there were a discussion of like motor cars related thing, right? And there are statements they have used which in which they have motor car words, then steering words, tire as a word, right? And then the motorcycle type in terms of a brand name like Maruti, then then Honda, then Harley Davidson, right? So these all words are there, right? So chunking is what? Chunking is basically they are categorizing this similar words, right? Like the motorcycle is become a root class, and the class of that, or different types, like Harley Davidson, the brand company names, Harley Davidson, Hero, Maruti, that they can try to group with either the same way. They have some words like tire, steering, right? Then brakes, right? So these they can include as another category, like parts, right? So that is a chunking thing, right? So that chunking is also an important part. Okay, so these are the pipeline steps, 9 pipeline steps that you must have to follow while you are doing any NLP operations, right? After that, uh, there will be a different phases of NLP, right? There are basically 5 steps that we are focusing in NLP. First is lexical analysis. Lexical analysis is basically a word level analysis, right? Then synthetic analysis is basically a statement level analysis, right? And a semantic analysis is related to understand the meaning of statement, right? Then discourse integration, it is like uh, finding out the reference of previous statements, like uh, in the word that. So if one statement is he wanted that, he wanted that, this is a statement, right? So that the task of discourse integration is like that is depends upon the prior discourse content, right? That has to be identified. That is what, basically that word is what that already discussed in a previous statement, that the NLP or NLU has to understand that thing that is related to discourse integration, right? And finally we will have a pragmatic analysis, right? We will see example. Lexical analysis and morphological analysis is basically divides the whole text into the paragraphs or statements or word, right? So as I told you, the word ultimately, this is a word level transformation, lexical analysis. So we can merge this two pipelines, like statement segmentation, and the second part that we have discussed is like word tokenization, right? The combination of these two things that will have a lexical analysis, right? Mm, then, yes, the second part discuss systematic analysis. Shanti ma'am, I have 5 minutes. I can extend it to five more minutes. The
Yeah,
session. Okay.
yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. The second phase is systematic analysis. As I told you earlier, that it checks the grammar, word arrangement, and shows the relationship among the words, right? Relationship among the word. So let's take an example of systematic analysis. Agra goes to Pune. All right. So this particular statement has no meaning in English. It must be a Poonam goes to the Agra. All right. If we have a such kind of statement, all right. So that system has to reject this statement, right? So that is a systematic analysis. Semantic analysis. Semantic analysis is concerned with the meaning representation, right? Meaning of the statement. It mainly focus on the literal meaning of words, phrase, and statements, right? Semantic analysis, right? What's the sense? in this statement or word, right? That generally we are identifying semantics, right? Okay. Then, as I discussed, that discourse integration, it depends upon the statement that proceed it. It also invokes the meaning of the statement that follows it, right? So that's the thing that previously discussed. That example, that word example, he wanted that, right? Depends upon the prior discourse context, right? Okay. Then last is pragmatic analysis. Pragmatic analysis is the last phase. It helps to discover the intended effect by applying a set of rules that characterize cooperative dialogues. As an example, open the door. We are passing some statement, open the door, right? So in which category or intent we can put this statement, like it is like order related thing or request related thing, right? So that system has to understand the concept behind it has to understand whole paragraph or a discussion point related to around this open the door statement, and accordingly it has to identify the open the door is a request intent, right? Not a order intent, right? So that is a pragmatic analysis part. So these are the 5 different phases generally NLP follows. Now difficulty part, if we discuss, so because of ambiguity and uncertainty exist in a language, right? Ambiguity in terms of uh, lexical ambiguity, systematic ambiguity, and referential ambiguity. If we take the example, ambiguity, that means unclearness, right? So if we take the example like Maya is looking for match, right? So in this particular statement, we are confused with the match word, right? So Maya is referring the uh, or looking for a partner, or Maya is looking for a match like cricket match or other match, right? So that is the ambiguity that comes under the lexical ambiguity part, this example, right? So this is important to identify the things, right? So we have to create such a logic that can differentiate this thing, right? And systematic ambiguity, if we talk about, like example, if we consider like I show the girl with a binocular, right? So here also, uh, as a human also, we don't sure, and machine can get confused, like did I have a binocular, so or that girl have the binocular, right? So show the girl with the binocular, right? So this is the example of systematic ambiguity, right? And the final referential ambiguity, most tricky one, right? So here I have mentioned one example, like Kiran went to Sunita, she said I am hungry, right? Now she is what? She is Kiran or Sunita, right? So machine has to understand this kind of ambiguity, and it is a tricky task, right? So you don't know who is hungry, either Kiran or Sunita, right? So this is the ambiguity part or difficult part of NLP, right? Now APIs. If we talk about the different API, here I have list out uh, the different APIs for that general APIs available into the market, like into the market. Very latest thing is like IBM Watson API is there, Chatbox API is there. What is API? Basically, a natural language processing APIs allows developers to integrate human to machine communication and complete the several useful tasks such as speech recognition, chatbots, spelling correction, sentiment analysis, etc. Right? So for that, we have already ready-made APIs available that can fulfill the task like speech recognition, chatbot, spelling correction, sentiment analysis, etc. Right? So first API that is IBM Watson API. So IBM Watson API completes or basically combines the different sophisticated machine learning techniques to enable developers to classify text into various custom categories, right? Various custom categories, and it is also supporting a multiple languages like English, French, Spanish, German, Chinese, etc. Apart from that, with the help of IBM Watson API, you can extract insight from a text, add automation in flow work, enhance speech, and understand the sentiment, right? So this all facility we are getting from IBM Watson, right? So normally this, and also it is very easy to implement, right? And it is having a 30 days free trial also, and you can also take a free paid version of that particular. Second API, that is Chatbot API. Chatbot API allows to create a intelligence chatbot for any services, right? Right now we are having this chatbot maximum into the travel market, right? It supports Unicode characters, classified text, multiple languages, etc. It is very easy to use and helps to create a chatbot for the web application kind of thing, right? Normally, this chatbot API is free around I think 150 requests per month, and you can buy that paid version also, which is having a range of $100 to $5,000 per month, right? Then another API is speech to text, as the name suggests, speech to text API, right? So it converts the speech to text, right? Then the next API is sentiment analysis, right? Sentiment analysis is like you can call it as opinion mining also, which is used to identify the tone of user, right? Like positive, negative. We have discussed this thing: positive, negative, and neutral tone, right? Apart from this, translation API by Systran, right? It's a company. So the translation API by Systran is used to translate the text from the source language to the target language, from the source language to the target language. You can use it NLP APIs for language detection, maybe in text segmentation, named entity recognition, tokenization, and many more tasks, right? Okay, then the next API is text analysis API by Alien. It is it is able to analyze the meaning and insight from the textual content, right? Meaning and analyze the textual content. Cloud NLP API capabilities of the application using NLP processing technique, right? It is incorporating some NLP techniques, and we can carry out many or various natural language processing functions like sentiment analysis and language detection in it. It is very easy to use, right? At the end, we are having a Google Cloud natural language API. So Google Cloud natural language API allows you to extract beneficial insights from the unstructured data, most important, beneficial insight from the unstructured data, right? And it is having a understanding of different languages also, like English, French, Chinese, German, right? So you can get insight of statement in different languages also, right? So this is it about the NLP APIs. And the last part that I want to cover is related to NLP libraries available into the market, right? So that you can directly use to perform some NLP task, right? Like scikit-learn. Scikit-learn is basically incorporated with the machine learning algorithms. Then natural language toolkit, very famous toolkit or library for the each and every NLP related techniques, right? It can be a tokenization, it can be a statement segmentation, lemmatization, right? Stemming. This all we can perform through the NLP, right? Another library that is Pattern. It is a web mining module for NLP and machine learning. Another library is like TextBlob. It produces NLP task like sentiment analysis, noun phrase extraction, and part of speech tagging, right? Apart from that, there is a Quippy. Quippy is basically transform the natural language questions into the query in a database, right? So one more library that you can use or refer, that is Spacey, is an open source NLP library which use the data extraction, data analysis, sentiment analysis, and text summarization thing. Okay, and the last library is like Gensim. It's whenever we are having a large data set for the analysis purpose, so you can work on Gensim, right? So I think this is it from the NLP side that you must know before entering into the coding part in Python, right? So you must have to have this background, right? And finally, if we conclude all these things, right? So in NLP part, the flow of NLP is like we are giving as a user input to the NLP. NLP will first perform the natural language understanding part. It will classify the intent, identify the entity, and then process it. And after processing, it will decode it through the natural language generation, and finally respond to the user. So this is the NLP flow, right? And here I have mentioned some small difference between the natural language and computer language. So natural language that we are speaking, which is having a large vocabulary, it is not possible to incorporate all the language related memory into the computer, so it is limited. Natural language is easily understood by the human, but computer language is easily understood by the machines, right? Then natural language is ambiguous in nature, computer language is unambiguous in nature, right? So I think this is it from my side as far as NLP concern, natural language processing part concern. I hope I haven't bored you, and you might get and you got some enough informative things in your bag regarding the NLP. And by this background, you can go further into the coding part of this thing, right? So I think this is it. Thank you so much for listening and bearing me for almost 2 hours, right? Thank you so much. Yes, is there any question?
Participants, questions you can ask now. There is a question in the chat box. One participant, Ms. Chellamal, has asked about discourse integration. Can you explain discourse integration?
Yeah, of course. So discourse integration, as I told you, one example like if we have some statement like he wanted that thing, right? He wanted that thing. So what is the meaning of that here? How that machine can understand the meaning of that, right? So that is, as a human we can understand, that is elaborated in a previous statements, right? Elaborated in a previous statement, that in this particular statement we are focusing on that thing or that part, right? So to identify that particular thing we required a discourse content, right? So that is a discourse integration thing, right? So he wanted that thing, right? So what that thing? So that already discussed in a previous scenarios or previous statements, right? So that meaning, if you want to identify, so that particular task can be done by the discourse integration, right? Yes, have I solved your doubt? Discourse integration, right? Provides the reference, yeah, of it takes the reference from previous statements.
Yeah, Mr. Mridang Pandya, I think she has posted another question in the chat box.
Yeah.
So in stop word removal, it's likely to get eliminated. Is it?
Yes, it is not necessary to remove all the words. Sometimes we require some words like the for some particular statement formation. The is very important for us, right? So and normally the NLP task is what, basically to understand and generate the language, right? To understanding purpose, we don't bother about the that grammatical part, is, a, and all right? So we just want a state words related data, right? So ultimately from the statement where we want to focus on words, and such a words, if two of uh, one or two words are related to each other, that relationship also we want to find out, right? So for the easiness, we can um, um, we can take these stop words as it is, right? Without removing it, but it may leads a processing time, leads to a high processing time. So that's why, to reduce that processing time, it is a pre-processing task for NLP or any statistical analysis. We normally remove that stop words, right? Okay. No, but it is not a compulsion, right? Yeah. Okay.
No, basically, you said no, like different phases you have explained, like the paragraph is converted into sentences, then the words are identified, then stop words are removed, then we are finding out the dependency relationship between words. Like, is it a very defined phases of NLP? Because
Yeah.
in generally we used to keep some kind of file where we put the common words and when you process the natural language processing, the words, if these words are occurring in a file predefined file, probably we consider those words as stop words, and we used to remove it. If that is the case, then it will be a problem for finding out the means the relationship between the words. No, as you said in disclosure integration,
Yeah.
the stop word removal may introduce some kind of issues. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, of course. So it is a subjective part. If your application or your problem domain is required that some of the stop words, so you have to go with the all the stop words, right? So in general, in NLP phases, we just have to follow this thing. But it is again I am saying that it is a subjective part, dependent on problems, as you suggest, as you have said, right? It may cause a problem if you remove that stop words, right? So you can keep that stop words in your problem domain, right? It is not an issue.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Two more doubts I have, and you have given a set of APIs and libraries for
Hmm.
something like IBM Watson API and other
Yeah.
text to
Yes.
All
Yes.
those words are actually common the APIs, and we can download and use it for our application, sir. Is it like that?
Yes. They are the common, but as I as I said you that some of the APIs are providing trial versions, right? But most of the APIs are free, not free. That they are paid versions. Like IBM is providing a 30-day free trial, right? And chatbot APIs, as I told you, provided a 150 requests per month, right? Like 150 operations, right? Again,
Yeah.
if you talk about the speech text API, it is having a $500 to 1500 per month costing, right? If we talk about the cloud API, yeah, one more, cloud API is freely available. You can use cloud API for
Yeah.
NLP process, right?
Yeah. Last doubt. I have a specific doubt. See, for example, in a college, see, I am working in a college, so we have some standard kind of letters which we used to write in English, basically. But the regional official language is Tamil, and using these kind of tools, can we arrive at a standard template? Like, see, some letters, because the letters are coming into some kind of categorization. Like certain letters will be of leave letters, and a certain will be giving permission. Like there is a very typical kind of letters we have. Is it sensible to translate those kind of standard letters using this NLP so that I can translate those letters into Tamil? Is it reasonable to think?
Yes, of course, of course. If first of all, what I am suggesting, just try to use this ready-made API, and if that by using this ready-made API, if you got your answer, then well and good. Otherwise you have to generate your bag of words kind of thing, and you have to create your own dictionary and then provide a reference for that, and after that you can proceed with the different pipelining step or different phases,
Yeah,
right?
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
okay. Yes.
Have a break, sir, because
Okay.